Hi guys, this is Charelle Nicole of CharelleNicole.com, and I just wanted to make a video to kind of tell you guys who I am and what I do, because I realized I was starting to make content and not everybody may have known why or like what I do it for. So like I said, my name is Charelle Nicole of CharelleNicole.com. That's where I empower soulful millennial women who want to jump into their highest, most authentic self in order to live the lives that they've dreamed of and to thrive out here in these streets for real. Just to give you a little bit of background about who I am and my story, we can start in childhood. So growing up, I was very shy and therefore very insecure in the sense of I always cared about what people thought. I always cared about how people were perceiving me. I didn't have a whole bunch of friends growing up. So that made me feel like nobody liked me or like I wasn't likable, that people didn't care about me. People weren't naturally drawn to me. So it made me feel like I wasn't, much to fuss over. That was a factor, I guess, in kind of how I saw myself and how I perceived myself. And also because I'm a natural people pleaser, I just love seeing people happy and, doing the things that they love and, making them feel good. So because I didn't have friends on top of being a natural people pleaser, it made me kind of be a pushover and do things for people who didn't deserve it. It was easy to walk all over me because I just cared about pleasing people and making them feel good. And I wanted friends at the same time. So the easiest way to make friends is to do what they want. But it always wasn't reciprocated and it wasn't good for me because I was pouring a lot into people and they weren't pouring anything back into me. So that was a factor which also played into my self-esteem and just kind of further confirmed how I felt about myself as far as not being likable. I always felt like everybody was in on what was popular and what was cool, and I just always felt so left out of that. I always felt like I just could not understand what everybody else was in on. Like and I don't even know what they were in on. It just felt like I wasn't in on it and I was left out. So what I later learned was that everybody was in on bullshit, basically. I feel like I've always been like a real and true person since a young age. So I always valued the genuineness and the authenticity of people. And, people aren't always open to that. They don't always want to face that. And I think I sometimes make people question that about themselves, make them have to face what's real. So I later learned that. But by the time I got to high school, one of my friends was telling me how, like, she wears a mean mug so people don't approach her the wrong way, basically. I was like, you know what? That's a good idea because I was so tired of getting, like, walked over and just being a pushover and people feeling like they could just use me for whatever they wanted to use me for. So I adopted the mean mug, which is crazy and kind of contradictory because I wanted friends, but I was trying to keep people away at the same time. And that's actually something I'm still battling with and, like, trying to figure out. So my last semester of community college, I took an anatomy and physiology class, and that class beat my butt, yo. Like, it made me question a lot about myself, and because I had put my identity so much in being a good student, that like tore me apart, and it made me really question who I was. Long story short, I ended up getting a B in that class and passing it. I put my boyfriend through hell at that time. It's just really amazing how he's able to put up with me and still put up with me now that I think about it. But I transferred to a 4-year university and I was so happy because it was like I'm finally going to college. I was living on campus. I was like, I finally feel like a real college student. I can meet people. I'm gonna have a roommate. It's gonna be cool. I guess because I was a transfer student, I got put into overflow. When they do that, they give you a prorated rate for how much room and board is. My mother and I, not knowing that, thought that price was going to be the same for the whole semester. So once I did get placed into a real dorm, they increased the room and board. And it was something that we just could not afford. So I ended up getting kicked off of living on campus that semester. So my first semester of living on campus for the first time ever at a real college, what I felt was a real college, and being kicked off was like detrimental to me. I remember feeling so much like a failure. I remember feeling so poor. I remember feeling so jealous of everyone who could live on campus and thinking that they were so rich because because they could afford it. And because I felt so poor, it made me feel so unworthy too. I felt like I can't even, do what other people are doing because of money. And that's like one of the worst feelings ever. So the rest of my university career was kind of clothed in that. I think that was in the back of my mind the whole time. On top of, college already being hard and trying to figure out what you want to do with your life on top of all of that. So during that time, I found myself falling into a depression. At the time, I didn't even characterize it as that because, in the Black community, and especially as a Black woman, you can't have depression. Like, what what is depression? Like, that's not something we deal with. So looking back, I realized that it in fact was depression that I was dealing with. And, I wasn't even helping myself. Like, I wasn't getting help about it. So when I did graduate college, I found myself falling into like a post-college depression, feeling like I don't know what I want to do with my life. It's so hard to get a job. We were fed this lie so much of, oh, just go to college so you can get a good job. And it's like, no, that wasn't the case. It's actually really hard to find a job. And I did eventually get hired for my first big girl job. My boss was psycho, long story short, and she ended up firing me. So that was another blow. Even though it was the best thing that could have happened to me, it was still a blow because if I felt like, how dare you fire me? Like, me? I'm a straight A student. I do everything right. You were the one who was wrong. How dare you fire me? So that was another blow. But I say all of this because I have always been naturally intuitive and just naturally knowing things. So I feel like the spiritual journey kind of more so found me than I found it. My boyfriend was saying that he thinks it was always inside of me, but it just is manifesting now. And I feel like I really started delving into it probably about 2 years ago, consciously. So yeah, here I am. I'm still struggling with limiting beliefs and kind of doubting myself and putting myself down, struggling with being authentic, showing my true self, which is really hard for me to do. I'm such a private person. I don't like sharing a lot of myself with people. That's why I started Charelle Nicole. I wanted to bring this community of women together who could be authentic. And I want to create this safe space where it's okay for us to be authentic and show all of our true selves, no matter how pretty or how ugly it is. I want to take this journey with you guys into greatness, into happiness. Like, we deserve to be happy and just to live this great life so bad. Everybody deserves it. And I just want to create a space where we can all do that. I think what kind of really spearheaded me in this direction was I was just tired of being so angry and so sad all of the time. I really was ready to start healing and, I just wanted to be happy, really. I just wanted to be happy. At first, I wanted to be happy, liked, and just on top of the world. The liked part isn't as big of a factor anymore. I'm still working on getting over that and just, being for me and only looking for my validation. I really wanted to heal. I just wanted to live life to its fullest. And you can't do that when you're still carrying all this baggage with you and such limiting beliefs and, talking down on yourself so much. So I was ready to get over that. I want to build this community with you guys so that we can all do that. There's so much beauty in healing, and there's so much beauty in living such a happy and authentic life, because when you're authentic, you don't have to put on, you don't have to put on different masks every time you go out and for different occasions. You can just be you in all situations, and people will grow to understand that, and they'll look for your authenticity. When you go out and you put this mask on, that's all people are going to keep looking for, and then you feel like you have to keep living up to this mask that you've created. Stop doing that. Just be authentic. These are things I have to repeatedly tell myself. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know your story. Let me know what baggage it is that you're ready to get rid of. Let me know the kind of life that you want to live. Let me know. If you like what I'm trying to do or what I'm offering, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to follow me on my blog and just stay tuned for what else I have in store. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Mwah. You okay? Where did my index card go?
I was trying to do this so bad.
I took an anatomy of infant. Go ahead. Don't be clicking though.
Go ahead.
You gotta walk that hard.
It's really not that hard. It's just
It is that hard.
Oh shoot.
Stop playing.